Hello there. This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So as I let you know, I'm just getting over the tail end of a really nasty virus that I had with a terrible cough. So I'm getting my voice back. And I've decided to do a quick video for everyone, because you haven't had one for me for ages, which is unusual on this channel. So thanks for all your kind comments. Let's talk about the Euro playoffs. Obviously we'll get to it in a little bit, but I'm a bit upset at the moment as a Welshman, but we'll get to that. I'll talk about the match. Lots of big talking points, and we can confirm the final teams in Euro 2024 in Germany for this summer. Okay, I hope you enjoy the video, find it relaxing. Do join in the conversation and leave a comment and interact and let me know how you think it all went. So the first semi-finals happened last Thursday. Georgia somewhat controversially, beat Luxembourg 2-0. The reason this was the home team, Georgia, their stadium was packed out and the crowd were amazing. So the big talking point about this match, if you haven't seen it, is that Georgia were 1-0 up. Luxembourg the striker for Georgia went through on goal and was fouled by a Luxembourg defender outside the box. The referee waved play on. I think it was the Spaniard referee, José María Sánchez Martínez. I'm not his biggest fan, if I'm honest with you, but there we go. Referees have a really tough job. So he waved it on, which is, you can do. He doesn't have to stop the game if he didn't think it was a foul at the time. Luxembourg ran up the other end and score a fantastic goal. I think it was, who scored? Rodriguez, I think. Gelson Rodriguez, yeah, him. Hit the bar and went in. And then they were celebrating, and then VAR said to the referee, "Oh, I think actually that was a foul back at the beginning of the move." So he went and reviewed it, and with the help of his team for VAR, they give a red card to the Luxembourg defender for being the final man and fouling and stopping a goal-scoring opportunity. It wasn't a penalty because it was outside the box, but what it meant was that Luxembourg's goal got cancelled out. So all of a sudden, Luxembourg had 10 men and no goal. So they went from being celebrating because they'd equalised 1-1 to having the goal chalked off and a red card being given, and then a couple of minutes later Georgia scored. So yeah, it was a bit unfortunate how it all happened. Could have been done differently, yes. Was it the right decision? Probably. I don't think it was that bad a foul, if I'm honest with you. And the referees clearly didn't think it was either. I think by the sort of absolute rule, was it the right thing to do? Yes, arguably. On a different day with a different referee, would it have been given? No, I don't think it would have. And without VAR, it wouldn't have been given either. So the comment section of the video highlight that I watched on Viaplay, lots of people were saying, well, that's what VAR is for. VAR, that's what it's for. And I absolutely agree. It's just because of what happened. If nothing had happened in that time frame, you wouldn't feel so bad for Luxembourg if they just, passed it around in the midfield and then it was like, oh no, we've got to go back. That was a goal scoring opportunity and they fouled the player. but it's because it so happened that Luxembourg ran up the other end and scored, and then had that goal chalked off, and then had a red card. It was just really unfortunate for them. So they must be gutted, frankly. As a Welshman, I'm gutted, but Luxembourg, that's harsh. You're celebrating, and all of a sudden you're down to 10 men and no goal. And then you're 2-0 down with 10 men, and it's over, basically. So in this game, Bosnia were all over Ukraine. They were winning 1-0, and then 85th minute Yaremchuk came on as a substitute and scored, and Dovbyk scored in the 88th minute. To be honest, it looked like Bosnia were home and dry. Ukraine didn't play their best match, and in the highlight package that I watched, at least. And yeah, it was a bit of a shock. I think at the time, the home crowd, the Bosnians, thought that they were through. So that was a bit hard to take for them as well. Although when seeing the stats, it looks like it was one-way traffic. But yeah, so unfortunately for Bosnia, they won't make it to... Would that have been their first or second European Championships? They've been to a World Cup, haven't they? And then I thought Kazakhstan would struggle, but 5-0 is a bit of a trouncing. So Greece hammered Kazakhstan, who've never made it this far before. Well done to them for making it to a playoff and having a really good regular campaign in the group stage as well. Highlights, obviously, beating Denmark at one point. But 5 goals from the Greeks. They went into the final looking really confident. This was another really controversial sort of up and down, back and forth match. So Israel were 1-0 up, actually. And then Gudmundsson scored about 8 minutes after Israel scored. So you can see Zahavi scored first with a penalty, then a free kick, a lovely free kick from Gudmundsson. Then Traustason scored as well. So it was 2-1, and then there was a red card. Zahavi, I think, for protesting, had a yellow card. But then, at 2-1, Israel had a penalty on the 80th minute, and Zahavi missed it. It wasn't saved, he just completely missed the post to the left-hand side. And then, obviously, they threw everyone forwards. They actually, at one point, could have made it 2-2 on the 80th minute. So Israel would have been going into extra time at that point. Missed the penalty, threw everyone forward, and then 2 counter-attacks from Gudmundsson, 83rd and 87th minute. So the scoreline was very generous to Iceland. It was Israel threw it away, basically. They were ahead, then they had a player sent off, then they could have equalised anyway. They probably felt like they should have gone through. Again, they're a side that hasn't... I don't think they've made it to European Championship finals yet. And Iceland were looking to get their second, I think. Maybe third. So, yeah, the scoreline was quite flattering, but those goals were on the counter-attack. But well done to Iceland, all the same. Poland had an easy game against Estonia, 10 men. They scored in front of the home crowd 5 goals. Nikola Zalewski looked magnificent. No goal, quite importantly, for the big guy up front, Lewandowski, but obviously, as you can see there, before, and they didn't get the red card early either, did they? Oh no, they did actually. It was the 27th minute. It was 1-0, and then the goals started flowing. And Wales were dominant against Finland, actually. I thought it'd be way closer. I thought it was going to be like a 1-0, 2-1 match. We were 2-0 up, so David Brooks scored in the 3rd minute. Nico scored from a really clever free kick with Harry Wilson on the 38th, and then literally like their first shot on goal, Pukki broke the offside trap and just slotted it into the right-hand corner. Really lovely goal, but it was against the run of play. We were in half-time really angry that we'd given that away because we were so dominant in the first half. Then Brennan came out and scored immediately after half-time. And then we had a goal ruled offside. Well, it wasn't actually offside. as far as we could work out at the time, because it was a bit difficult to work out why Ben Davis's goal had been ruled off. And I think the commentators were saying that Joe Rodon pushed the keeper, but it was really, it was never, should have been ruled out. But anyway. And then some brilliant closing down from Dan James, rounded the goalkeeper after he stole it from the defender, ran about 30 yards to close down the only defender. A magnificent player for his country, just fantastic. And yeah, we beat them 4-1, so I was very surprised at that at the time. And then we come on to the finals. Okay, let's get these out of the way then. So Georgia beating Greece on penalties apparently was very even match. Let's have a look at the stats. Oh, so Greece had more possession, but fewer shots on goal. And the home side went down. Georgi Loria not on pitch. What's that? If any, I haven't watched the because it was 0-0. I didn't bother watching the. What did he get sent off for then? It's not even reported on here, is it? I have no idea. Oh, Georgi Loria was on the bench. Is that what they're trying to get at? Yeah, I thought he was a goalkeeper. 38 now, so they must have sent him off for doing something to the ref. Okay, I understand what that means now. And then it just went to penalties, and they won 4-2. So, massive congratulations to Georgia. Sorry, Greece. Must be difficult for the Greeks. But Georgia obviously is their first ever time. They've been an independent nation now since 1992. I think 94. They tried to qualify for Euro 96 in England, and that was their first qualifying campaign. They finished second in their group on one occasion and lost the playoff, so this is a historical moment in European football history. Well done to Georgia. So pleased I'll be supporting you in the finals. I absolutely love Kvaratskhelia, so I'm so pleased to see him in a finals tournament. That's fantastic. Commiserations to Greece. And then Ukraine did it again, basically. They were losing. Gudmundsson, they had a goal ruled out by the looks of it on the 40th minute. Gudmundsson scored on the 30th. And then I watched the two goals, lovely goals. Tsigankov and Mudryk, the two wingers, very good wingers. I'll be supporting Ukraine in the finals. I'm so pleased they made it. It's very controversial, obviously, because of that final game against Italy. Maybe they should have got a penalty in injury time and qualified automatically, so I'm really pleased. This is the first time they've qualified for a tournament since they were invaded, so I'm just really pleased for them. And yeah, they're an exciting. I love teams that play with wide players. They've got some absolutely sensational wide players, Tsigankov and Mudryk. I think they'll be very entertaining to watch. They won't go too far. I think they'll maybe, well, we'll talk about that in a future video. Maybe they'll make it out of the group, but they will entertain whilst they're there, I think. So I'm looking forward to seeing them in the finals. And then there was one. So congratulations, Poland. I have to say that I'm not going to be giving sour grapes, and I'm not going to be all, a bad loser. To be honest, it was 50-50. And Poland never looked like they were worried that they'd lose. I think it meant a bit too much to us. We were very wound up. You could see the players were really wound up. Brennan was, I've never seen him so wound up. He's usually so calm, and he was like, gestating to the crowd, like, come on, every time he got the ball and had a one-on-one. I chatted to my friend who's Turkish, and he said that he thought that the goal we scored at the beginning of the second half was not offside. I disagree. I think it was offside. They showed the lines, and I think Ben Davies's foot. So can you imagine Ben Davies, captain in Aaron Ramsey's absence, had 2 goals in 2 games disallowed. But I thought we played some really nice stuff. Player Chris Mepham sent off at the end. It was never a second yellow card, but there we go. And they didn't have a single shot on target. Let's look at the stats. So they passed it around the back a little bit, and in the second half of extra time they passed it around outside our box. Because we were so tired at that point, we just ran out of ideas. We stopped playing. We were playing Dan James at right back because Connor Roberts went off injured. But 12 shots, 11 shots to them. It says they had 1 big chance. I don't remember it. Because they didn't have a single shot on target, so how we can have a big chance? Maybe he was still off target, even though it was a big chance. Szczesny saved everything we threw at him, which wasn't that much actually. I fully expected their defence to be resolute. It was. Bednarek was fantastic. They substituted him, and I don't actually understand why. I would like us to play more passing football, if I'm honest. I don't like the whole long ball up to Kiefer Moore. I know that lots of Welsh football supporters hate that as well, and as you can see, Szczesny was just player of the match. Which is ironic, because the only shot that Estonia had in the semi-final they scored, Szczesny looked terrible, and all the comments underneath the video were from Polish people saying how much they thought Szczesny was rubbish. And he's literally single-handedly saved everything we've shot at him and saved a penalty and got man of the match. So I went into the match thinking, oh, but we won't have to worry about Szczesny, and then he was literally world class. Yeah, and we just played it too much to Kiefer Moore. There was an injury to David Brooks. We couldn't really play, came on, but then he had to go back off. By the time we brought on DJ, Daniel James, then Connor Roberts got injured and had to go off, so he had to play right back. So he completely, there was no point in bringing him on. And then he actually missed the penalty. So, it was one of those games that, if you're playing it in Football Manager, SRP, give me a little reminder he's posted. Yeah, basically I thought we were really good. Apart from certain aspects of the play, I would like to play a more passing game, particularly with the ability that we have on the ball. People like Wilson, Brennan, Nico, Ampadu. Yeah, I think that we could play a lot more passing football. I do say this as a Swansea supporter, and obviously we're famed for our passing football, but yeah, yada yada. And I think to be honest, I thought to myself before the game, there's a 60% chance of us winning, so what's that, 6 in every 10 times? So 6 in every 10 times I think we would have won it. We were just one of the 4. And we lost. And Poland are going to go into the group of death instead of us. And then Austria hammered Turkey 6-1. France won, the Netherlands lost to Germany. So it'll be interesting to see how Poland do in that group. Let's take a look at them, shall we? I am obviously crushed, absolutely devastated. It's ruined my summer, if I'm honest with you. There was a part of me last night that thought, I'm not even going to watch the tournament, I just don't want to see it. But then I thought, oh, get over yourself, it'll be fine. I try to find all the positives, but it's very difficult at the moment. But yeah, it'll still be a great tournament. But I think it's a really, really high quality tournament actually. I remember the first time when we reached the semi-finals, they opened it up to more teams. And people were saying, oh, it's not as good as it used to be because you haven't got groups of like France, Portugal, Germany, Croatia anymore. You've got, Albania, Bosnia, whoever, North Macedonia. But actually I think what's happened is possibly what they wanted to happen, and all the general ability of countries has come up. I wouldn't want to necessarily face Georgia now compared to a couple of years ago. They're way better. Luxembourg are way better. Kazakhstan have obviously improved. Israel have improved. Finland have massively improved. Wales have improved. Iceland have improved. So yeah, it's a really good time for European football, and I think it's going to be a cracking tournament, although I don't expect any surprises. I think France will win it. I've said that before, but I will do with some of the weird form that some teams are in. Scotland in some terrible form all of a sudden. Germany much better form than they have been. France not destroying people anymore, just narrowly beat Chile the other night. Yeah, and Turkey getting hammered. It's put a spanner in the works for some of my original ideas in the video I did not so long ago. So closer to the tournament, maybe the week or two before, I'll do another video for you, and I'll do my evaluation then. But yeah, Wales, we've got to look forward and not look back, as they say. And we've got a friendly against Slovakia coming up in the summer, and then we've got the Nations League. And to be honest, the way I figured it out is that if we don't win the Nations League, I don't think we'll be going to the World Cup. I don't know if you know, but the new World Cup, with more teams, 16 European teams, in the USA, Canada, Mexico World Cup. Congrats to Mexico for winning the Gold Cup, by the way. Oh no, it's the Nations League Cup, sorry, the Nations League Cup. I think they've won it 3 or 4 times in a row now. Every edition of it, so well done to them. And what I wanted to say was, the teams, there's going to be 12 teams of 4 or 5. So we're not going to have these big 6. So you're not going to have like many groups with an Andorra, Liechtenstein anymore. And so if Wales are in a group and they're not first seed, so we need to be one of the top 12. I think we're 16th in Europe. I looked the other week, which is obviously going to go down now because we're not in the finals. So if you're not in the top 12, you're going to be in a group where you have to finish top to qualify, and you're going to have a France or a Portugal or a Germany or a Spain or an Italy. So Wales have got to finish top of the Nations League now, ahead of Turkey, in order to secure a playoff, because there'll be, again, 3 playoffs, and in doing so, maybe we'll push ourselves into the top 12 European seeds. But I worry, because it's a slippery slope. When you don't qualify for one tournament, the next draw, your seed is a little bit lower, you get a tougher group, you don't qualify for that one, and then we're back all of a sudden to not qualifying for anything again. So it's not over, it's not doom and gloom, but I do think that if we, we're so used to qualifying for everything, if we don't react and play really well in this tournament, take it super seriously, and win, then I think that we might struggle to qualify for the next World Cup, which will be a huge shame, because you've got all those players in their absolute prime, people like Brennan, Harry Wilson, Ampadu, in the absolute peak of their careers, and we want to see them on the highest stage. So yeah, that's where my thoughts are at the moment. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Click like, drop me a little comment, and I will see you again really, really soon.